Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. We are here for another Marvel Rivals match. I am Grant Lyon, your Director of Esports. I am joined today by...
Thomas Fenley here. Nice to see everybody for this upcoming game.
I totally don't have your mic on. Why don't you introduce yourself again?
Hi, everybody. I'm Thomas Fenley, and I'm looking forward to this competitive game with Lander University. I'm expecting a good game today.
Yep, can't wait. Band's already underway here. Lander here on the right side. They have banned Bucky. We often see these bans come out onto DPS lineup for Center College. So banning Star Garden and Carp often, things that were happening here. So we're seeing that one onto Bucky, but Center locking in the magic. So Star Garden still has a really potent tool here.
Yep. Now, with Center securing Star Guard, they have a very strong player on their list right now. But with the ban on Winter Soldier and now Wolverine, we're going to be seeing a lot harder play style. And then with a ban on Spider-Man, what do you think about that? I haven't seen much of Spider-Man used in esports.
This has to be someone on Lander's got to be crazy with it. You know, like we're looking at these playtime stats ahead of time. Before we're sending something out, and God, that's got to be someone who's also good at Black Panther. I imagine we're banning just around one person. Those characters have pretty similar play styles, all things considered. Yeah. So interesting, and you know, we like some of those kind of flanky melee type of DPS as well, but Center is looking for maybe a much more particular comp here that's not gonna run that in terms of what powers we'll be playing. So.
And they banned on Ultron, so that's going to be a very big support for Center that is not going to be able to be played right now.
Yeah, that makes sense because trying to deny that synergy with the Iron Man here, unless they change that, I don't know what team ups are active anymore.
Though with the Punisher not being banned, Center Carp is going to be able to use one of his favorites.
Quite exciting. If you recall last week, that was they banned Carp, every single time when they had the opportunity. So this is nice because. Carp here, generally is playing two main characters. Obviously he's able to do other things, but it really is this Namor and Punisher. And when they were banning that every single round, that was quite tricky for us.
Yeah. So we're seeing a strong lineup from Center. First off, we've got J Freak with Rocket Raccoon, Powers with Venom, Big Soup with Magneto, Center Carp going to his go-to with Namor. A lot of heavy hitters today. Seems that Lander is still switching around a little bit, but seems to have landed on a consistent loadout. Okay, we'll see how this starts. Then this is to... And yeah, all this is to do is to capture the mission point. So whoever can make it to the mission point and take it first gets a massive advantage in this game. We'll see who's able to make it first, but it seems to be that Powers is already out there trying to secure the objective.
Taking out some of these trees here, so that's a source of cover that's gone for both teams. 2-2-2 lineups for both teams here. Similar supports, but fairly different tanks.
Yeah. No, that is very interesting. No, but with Center losing two of its players right off the bat, they're going to have to retreat a little bit to reassess how they can take the objective. So with Stargarden back into the mix with their main, we should be seeing some progress made. Then we've got
teams almost together here.
Yeah. So big grouping. This will either pay off or this will end up to a very quick and bloody battle.
Ooh, so close on that Namor. Powers looking to secure this, but he's able to get healed. And now cooldowns are coming out for Powers. Oh, gets pulled back, but can stay in that bubble. That's funny.
Yeah. And with Magneto is doing a lot of damage right now, and we are seeing a kill on the Namor for the other team, but a use of it. Almost complete wipe.
Both subs unfortunately dying there. They both had ult. We're hopefully going to be able to pop that, but it's the strange ult there that's going to stun everyone, not give them the opportunity to pop these sub ults.
But with the use of Strange, Center won't be able to hold that point for long because I assume Lander's going to try and drop right on top of the objective.
Could see it. They do have control right now, so we're finally ticking up some percent. I did think losing those supports would be devastating, but I guess Center had taken out enough earlier in the fight.
Yeah. Just lack of support from the other side. They just weren't able to take it. But now we're seeing Center is trying to hold on to these main checkpoints right here or choke points to keep Lander at bay, but we'll see if they're able to do that. And a good use of an ultimate by Blue Ibis. Lander's using some of their ultimates right now and has got quite a few banked up, so we'll see if they're able to use those to effect against Center. But Center's got a lot of ultimates.
It was so hurt. Able to keep herself up here.
Yep.
And Star Garden going for a big damage from Carp as well.
Yep. So
it's basically a team wipe.
Yeah, just whew.
And now even in percentage, Colonel's still with control of the point.
Yeah.
That is a nice place to be. Still have a support ult that can let them power through what might be thrown their way from this Emma, from this Hela.
Yep.
And the name of the game is just stalling, staying alive here.
Exactly.
And these are good ults for that. Reactive ults.
Just having to hold on. But yeah, no, with current situation, Center, knock on wood, should be able to hold.
Power's looking for that health pack. Big Soup got the big meatball up here.
Yep.
Doesn't quite get the damage, but still does a lot of pressure. Oh, unfortunate. Ooh. Even with this ult from Jade Freak, it's not able to sustain everyone in time. But gets a great pick on the counterpart here on Lander. And now playing patty cake. These supports want to take things up to 99% and maybe further. And people are so low thanks to Powers here. That's 2 picks already. Star Garden getting one, and Powers and Star Garden going to finish off these last ones. I mean, that is massive here. What looked like might be the end of Center here.
Yeah, Center has control of the first point, winning the first round of the game. Now on to the second. That was strong. Okay, now moving on to the second map of the game. This will be the same rules as before, with just trying to control the main control point. We'll see if Center is able to maintain their momentum or if Lander will be able to adapt to Center's playstyle and take this objective.
Been really exciting to see Powers swap over to the Venom for some of these games. I mean, Powers is someone who can flex onto any of the roles and play effectively, but it's exciting to know that this Venom is so good with these buffs that the opportunity cost of running Powers on tank is still worth it. And combined with these bubbles from Big Soup, Powers can just last forever in these dives and get out safe.
Yeah, Powers is just a literal tank. He can take anything Landers is able to throw at him. Okay, we're seeing some initial combat with Landers.
Colonel's moving down onto low ground on site here.
Yeah. We'll see if that pays off for him.
The exception of Powers able to draw some fire from a different angle here. And look at how many people have to turn to try and deal with him. And then he pops that overhealth. And Carp is able to get this pressure from the side angle. Yeah. So, even if Powers isn't getting picks all the time, he's able to just draw so much attention.
Yeah, no, with Center was able to take out a good portion of Lander's team, forcing them to fall back. So Center is right now holding the ground really well.
Coming into this next fight, though, there are ults burning a hole in the pocket of these Lander members. Center wants to shut them down before they get an opportunity to start popping all those.
No, especially that Doctor Strange ultimate can be very dangerous at the right time when the big fights happen.
Yeah, we see Colonel's pushed up a little bit here. They want to be able to retreat back to point when people start pressing Q, and that's got to be happening soon here. 6 ultimates available, essentially. Hela the only one not there.
And
they're going to start things off with that cloak and dagger.
Yep.
Center counter-ulting here and nearly taking out one of their subs. This is a pretty huge stun here, though. And we're going to see the big fish come out and start clearing some of center out. And they did not use all their ults there to go ahead and take that over for Lander University.
Yeah. But Lander has secured the control point, so we'll see if they're able to hold it now that center is starting to get some ultimates in their pocket as well. We'll see if that's able to work.
Colonel's holding around on this left side here, taking height.
We'll see if that pays
They don't
off.
necessarily have all the rules to lean into poke that this high ground might offer them. Stargarden wanted to go in and close that gap. Going to go ahead and ult here. Support ult comes out though, but Big Soup with a massive meatball to the face. Looking awfully low here as both of center's supports are going to fall to the Hela ultimate.
Ooh. But
Colonels might still be able to clean up despite the supports. These are tanky, brawly folks left.
Yeah.
And they were able to secure enough picks.
Center, Carp, and Starguarding holding the line.
And supports dying early might be a blessing in this case. They're going to get back in time, get those health bars all the way back to full, and get a little bit of ult charge for it.
Center College is holding strong. Now we're seeing Lander try and replicate what Center did by trying to push the.
I don't want to call them copycats, but I've seen this play. But with such different character lineups, like this could play out quite differently. Namor one shot for Lander here. Powers in a similar situation. Blue Ibis unfortunately falling. Colonels do not have a lot of ult power here. And Lander absolutely does, and they need to win this fight, and it looks like they're gonna invest everything that they need. Colonels just want to get some of these ults out here, just so they can come back strong. But that's gonna be Lander taking point here. Triple sup comp here from Lander, so this is a meaningfully different selection of characters than what Center is playing. This could be tricky for us going into this, just the amount of sustain that they have. But they also have a lot of squishies at the same time. So if Center can get a good opportunity for some burst damage or collapse two divers onto one, they could find their opening here. Powers, J Freak, Blue Ibis, all with ult. Big Soup will have his available soon too. But as percentage ticks up, this might be in a situation where Center just can't afford to die. Both Cloak and Dagger ults here on site.
And
Powers doing some burst damage. This Hela ult, though, last time this took out Center's sups.
Big Soup with using his ultimate. We'll see if they're able to retake the objective. It is neck and neck. It is a absolute bloodbath. The Center is trying to take the objective from Lander. Lander is holding strong.
Big fish from Carp here. That's a huge turnaround. It looked like everything was lost and playing sneaky around this corner. Only 2 HP and still able to get so much damage in here. Wow.
Center College retaking the objective in overtime. And
we could see the Strange Portal come out here. This Venom's here, and Center pushing that Venom back. That Stargarden gonna just say, no, that's my point. You get off that. They were gonna proc overtime and maybe have an opportunity to get the shield up there. And with, still some tools to their name, Center having to expend a lot of their ults there, that could have been deadly. So huge plays from Carp and a great job making sure that point does not enter overtime.
So first game win with MVP from Powers as Venom. See that coming. Oh, that's a strong start for Center College. Let's see if Landers is able to adapt to that.
Absolutely. But what an even game.
Yeah. Absolute blast.
26 kills here for Powers. 8 of those being final hits. Stargarden with a lot of final hits as well at 11. Carp with 9. I think 3 of them coming from that one fish right at the end there.
Absolute crazy. Okay.
So they're ending up at some point here with 3 tanks as J Freak maybe swapping Strange to try and get the portal touch. I didn't actually notice that. I'm not sure if we even needed to get there in time, but maybe if Lander did touch, center still had a few things up their sleeve.
Exactly.
We see if bans change at all, now that we've gotten a taste for some of these things. I think center's still doing very strategic bans to play these characters that surely Lander must have some great skill on. We're banning Spider-Man and Black Panther in these things, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see bans come out onto a Magic or a Venom or a Namor in this next round, and that could really change things up for center here.
I can very
and if you're from Lander listening to this, don't do that. Don't do that, please. I'm not saying we need those to win, but maybe a little,
They help. They help.
Map pick is going to be Symbiotic Surface. That's one of the Clintar maps. I hate the name of almost every map in this game.
Don't think we've seen that much of that map in this season so far, have we?
I think only once or twice, yeah.
So this will be a different experience for Center's team to work with.
Yeah. Alrighty, folks. Yeah. Well, we'll get that set up, and we'll see you back here in just a moment. All right, we're loading into the map, igniting the time stream, whatever that means. Why does this game have such...
We'll be moving into Symbiotic Surface Convergence, and we're going to be seeing who will be picked and banned for this round of the game. With Lander getting the first ban pick. A ban on Magic.
Yeah, not surprised to see it at all, but last time they banned Bucky, Star Garden has some deep pockets, and that's maybe what the preference is if we look up in this top left-hand corner. Still the ban on Spider-Man coming out from center.
And a pick on Bucky, so Star Garden is keeping one of their tools.
Yep, looks like that's what we want.
Ooh.
A pick on the Black Panther, though. This is an interesting, pick ban phase. This very much seems like a reaction to the last one. A ban on Penny. Center, not crazy on Penny. Or not that we're bad at it, but we just often don't build comps around it.
That's a very.
But different types of maps, it's better on some than others. So
if they really need to just defend a point like the start of a convoy mission, that's where Penny really comes out to shine.
Iron Man ban as well. Center not loving to deal with flyers. We'll see if. Yeah, I guess we're probably not going to have to ban the Ultron now that we've banned that one.
And to pick on Namor, secure center carps.
Yep.
Go to.
Looks like so far at least a pretty strong lineup of DPS folks here. The only one that's not is this Penny. Colonels will still have a full range of options, as will Lander for their support lineups. It looks like.
But a ban on Venom.
But I mean, Powers has so many other options, and Venom, something center is playing a little bit more situationally. This isn't necessarily their comp for every single map here. A ban onto Moon Knight, not something I would have expected, but again, our players are looking at some playtime stats that I didn't look at. I didn't do my research. I'm sorry, folks.
But with the Black Panther now in the playing field, we're going to see probably one of Lander's, I assume equivalent to our Star Garden, right? Like using one of their tools in their toolbox. We'll see how effective they are, but they have not yet to actually use Black Panther, so we'll see if that'll get used today at all.
Center trying something new here with the Rocket, and that is something I do like to see. Rocket, a hero that we're seeing quite a lot now, as teams generally start leaning more into this, getting one pick at a time, maybe a little bit more poke type gameplay.
Yeah.
Rocket is able to just instantly get that revive. The opponent invests so many cooldowns and maybe even an ult into getting that one opening pick, and Rocket just takes it away.
Yep.
But doesn't work as well when you're going for those big, full team wipe type ultimates and plays. So both sides running a Rocket here.
Yeah.
And have some pretty potent long range damage in terms of Star Garden, who's medium long range, Hela medium long range as well.
Yeah. We're seeing some good progress from center off the start, but we'll see if they're able to hold the objective. Right now we're seeing not too much aggression from Lander right now. They don't seem to be pushing it as hard as they usually do.
Jay Freak with a pick here onto the Namor. Sorry to have missed it.
But we're also starting to see some progress towards keeping Lander at bay. Center College is holding very strong right now. But we'll see if they're able to hold on. But with,
I think once we get out of this neutral phase, I mean, this is going to be something decided by ults.
Yeah, we're seeing everyone kind of just, I feel like, coasting until the first ultimates get ready to use.
Especially with this Rocket Revive available for both teams here.
Yeah.
Star Golden down here, what does that even mean?
Right.
They're back right here.
But Center College is getting pushed back a little bit by Lander, but with a takeout on Hela, Center College does have the numerical advantage.
Nelism, as these gaps start to close, is able to do a lot of this close range pressure. Big Fish coming out early from Carp.
Ooh,
Some great follow up here from Big Soup to go ahead and clean up those.
Yeah.
Slamming the tank against the wall, and that is huge for Center College here. Big Soup taking a super aggressive angle. Thankfully, there are supports behind to guide him through this, but tons of ults going to be available for Lander here.
Yeah. We're seeing Center holding strong.
I guess Center too. Really only Carp investing that one there.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a Altapalooza here.
Yeah, this is going to be
1 minute and 40 seconds remaining.
Yeah, this is going to be.
We'll see who's going to start things off. Yeah. Center might look for Jay Freak just to carve out this area that Lander can't really step in.
Yeah.
Actually, still no ults coming out. I would love to start seeing something. Okay. Waiting for that rocket ult first.
Seems like Lander is
big stun here for Lander. But Colonel is so far able to sustain through with the exception of Big Soup.
Which is
but I think he's going to be back. That's the rocket revive. Minelism looking for a big stun in the middle of these sup ults just to kind of stall out the time on them in a bit. Carp's got this Big Fish available. Going to call that right on down. And it's big. Stargotten getting a lot too.
Just almost complete wipe. And with only 50 seconds left.
Would love to get that pick here. I think we might get I guess it's too late now. It's expired, but would proc that ult to go again. You know how it is. No ults available for either team. I mean, that was every single thing used.
You know, everyone kind of just went all out, and so now we're just going back to the status quo of this game.
This is interesting here. I mean, they were taking a dry fight for both teams here, but wouldn't be surprised if we see this portal here.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly what we're
putting
seeing.
It right up here. They're gonna.
But with only 20 seconds left.
Colonel's definitely wise to it, but something they struggled with so far this season have been these. Oh my! Immediate pick onto that Strange without a tank. 10 seconds left.
Yeah.
This is going to look pretty rough here. They may be able to wait for him to get revived. They're so close to their spawn door, but another couple of picks here from Carp onto their sup line with the squids. No more portal available. They are not going to be able to touch. This is huge for Center College. I don't think that's any percent done on this point here for Lander.
Holy cow.
And, you know, they got picks, but again, like, that's the power of Rocket Revive. You know, you've only got that, instead of going back to the spawn room, you've got maybe a 5-second window where you can push the advantage until they come back.
We're seeing a switch up a little bit. We're seeing Lander start to deploy Ultron and a Groot, which will be very interesting. And we're starting to see the use of Black Panther.
Mm-hmm. I could see this Groot being quite powerful, knowing that their win condition is really just this first point here. So having those walls can really help them kind of carve up space in a way that's most useful for them. To be honest, Penny might be the best tank in this position, and Lander opted to ban that.
Yeah. So this will be very interesting for everyone.
Get ready.
Very, very interesting.
Have you ever found it peculiar how closely they resemble the creatures of the deep? I have noticed the similarities, particularly when they're snared in their tentacles.
So we're going to be seeing the game starting in about 7 seconds, and then from there, we'll be seeing if Center will be able to actually take the objective from Lander.
All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
Great positioning here for this turret here, but Colonel's spotting it early and going to be able to take that down. Surprised we didn't see like an opening portal with the turret here, but I suspect that's still a tool Lander is going to opt to use if the Colonels are not pushed up too far here. Ooh, able to take out, that's Star Garden hooking here, and then Carp with the follow-up, and now Squids have some free range, no one really able to break them in the same way. Oh, unfortunate though.
Yeah,
things kind of even here. Revive station going out, but I think that might be too late to secure Carp here. But Colonels are playing on point here, really forcing Lander to push in and make a play. They can't give up even a single tick on this point, so that, like, backing out is really not an option for them. Star Garden with ult available here, that charges so quickly, powers with one as well. See this support ult come out, but Colonels don't have any problem stepping out the point. All they need to do is get this one tick, they can step off and come back. But unfortunately, power is getting taken out. But Carp, though, with a three-piece here, Big Soup doing a lot as well. I'm panning to maybe not the coolest stuff during that, so sorry not to get all the great footage here, but all they needed is that one tick. Colonels are going to take map number 2. I didn't do the scoreboard for the first one. I'm sorry. I woke up in Chicago this morning. I'm very tired. All right, 2-0.
Center only needs one more win, and they will be good to go. But we'll see if Lander is able to recover.
I think these pick bans are really essential here. I didn't think there were bad ones from Lander at all on that, but maybe, map-wise,
I think the map
the Penny wasn't something we were going to play. Banning Magic makes a lot of sense, but like that let us run Bucky instead. And I don't think Venom or Penny were things Center was necessarily looking at for this map.
Yeah, that was.
Wouldn't be surprised if we saw, even though it's a tool that Lander likes as well, this Namor getting banned. That's been a huge tool in both of these rounds. MVP going to Carp this one as well. 9 final hits.
You are right.
Map looks like it's going to be Spider Islands.
And
saying R whenever, so we might get into it pretty soon here.
Exactly. No, but with Center and Lander having to prepare for this round, this will be big. This will be big. Okie dokie. So we'll be starting bands in a second. We'll be seeing who gets chopped and who gets to stay.
First ban is for Lander here to select. My money's on Namor.
Yeah.
Magic
Oh,
again.
Magic, okay.
So that might be that they want to still have Namor as a tool, but I mean, if I'm Lander, that's been the deadliest thing so far to me.
And still a ban on Spider-Man. And a pick on Winter Soldier.
Yeah, and like we know Star Garden has options here for some pretty devastating pressure. Pick onto Black Panther.
Okay, but there was, even with the pick last round, there wasn't much use of Black Panther, so we'll see if they try and use him this round.
I don't even recall seeing one. If there was one, it didn't get in super deep.
Yeah, so we'll see if that pick gets to be used at all this round.
And someone who can do a lot of pressure into the supports. Like center was just able to hold their positioning there with tanks in front, DPS in the middle, supports behind. Relatively undisrupted in that on the defense. A Black Panther could be something getting in there and causing a little chaos and denying the res too. If he killed a rocket, he doesn't res himself.
But with a ban on Hela and a ban on Namor, this will be interesting. Two things used pretty well by the players. Yeah,
one more ban here.
Yeah.
To see what Carp would run. Hopefully we don't see a Punisher come out. A rocket ban. It was a tool for both sides, but the center got so much value out of that rocket.
Without a doubt.
Last
without
round.
a doubt. So I guess we're starting to see Lander having to limit itself a little bit just to try and stop center from having too much gains. But the
one more ban here.
On center,
5 seconds left.
A ban on Iron Man, sticking with what they've been picking. Do not like the flying enemies.
The right heroes could make all the difference.
And we do see a pick of Black Panther, so we should be seeing it this round, as well as Lander using Thor and a lot of DPS and some tanks. So we'll be seeing how this works out for them. Big Soup has yet to choose a character yet, though, so that'll be interesting to see what he chooses. Okay.
Could see Mag, could see Emma.
They won't be defending that much, so I doubt to see Magneto.
Coming in 30 seconds.
Angela.
Okay.
Yeah, on these payload ones, that's actually been quite effective for center in the past. Payload on defense, Angela is, I don't know, worked out last week.
Yep. We'll see if it works out this week. But with center already pushing, we'll see how that works out.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Because center is defending. All they have to do is just keep Lander here, and they will be all good. And we're already seeing Powers using Storm to try and limit mobility and cover for Landers by destroying terrain, and immediately moving in to start attacking Lander. Lander's already suffering some damage
doing a
from
great
center.
job taking some space, drawing some fire here. For this pressure from behind. Ooh, unfortunate Carp was swapped over to support here, getting taken out early.
Yeah, that was...
Now down a tank as well. Center gonna have to give a lot of space here. This is a very different comp for center.
There's lots of room.
In some ways, maybe not playing into everyone's most potent strengths.
Yeah. We'll see how this works out. Oh. And you see, Big Soup is just trying to see if he can separate any of the characters from Lander's squad. But with the death of their Lander's Moon Knight, and now their Strange and Lucky Point, it's going to be... Center is holding strong for now, but we'll see if they're able to keep that. But they have almost entirely wiped Lander's team, and they have captured the objective. And not too soon. Lander was close to getting it to the first point.
So cold.
Powers and Star Garden gonna have ult available. One nice thing is even in these fights that haven't always gone Center's way, these are pretty drawn out fights, and that's what you want to see if you're on defense. Like even if you lose, if you waste some time, that's pretty nice to see. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw an ult come out here from Star Garden. We'll actually see maybe Powers look for ult instead.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, but gets stunned through it. That is unfortunate.
But Center was
that's
able
basically
to...
gets eaten. 52%, given back in the spawn room. Star Garden now looking for something, but doesn't necessarily have the support needed to make that play.
Wipe.
That's definitely going to be them getting this first, what would you call it? Checkpoint.
Yes. Now Center, if they're able to just keep the progress on the checkpoint to a minimum, if they're able to just keep Lander here, they should be able to have a relatively easy time when it comes to next round. But the more points Lander gets, the more their victory could be secured. So Center needs to try hard not to let the next checkpoint be reached.
Yeah, and with that checkpoint comes extra time, of course.
Yeah.
Lander now
Having almost
in a
3
much
minutes
better
and 30
position
seconds.
than they look to be. They were a fight away from the 0-3 win for the Colonels. Huge ult here from KD Adroit here from Lander on the Black Panther. Colonels now continuing to back up. They're going to have to fully reset here.
Ooh.
And they're staggering this. They're going fast. This whole streets phase, it could be over right here. I'm not sure if Center even has an opportunity to meaningfully contest here.
I don't think they do. I think.
Yeah, no one touching.
I think Center's just going to have to hold at the final point.
And that's now additional time for Lander,
Yeah.
who looked to be in such a rough spot. This is now
This is like
a map going at a pretty
fast
blazing
turnaround.
speed.
Just absolute insanity. No, we're looking at a really quick turnaround for Lander's prospects. We'll see if Center is really going to have to change their game for next.
Carving out a huge chunk of space here. Actually getting a lot of damage pressure in as well.
But with
that's going to
resecuring...
stop the bleeding here.
Yeah. Center has resecured the objective and slowly getting it to move backwards, but Lander very quickly recaptured it. Center is in a tough point right there. It is almost at the objective.
Unfortunate pick onto Carp here.
Yeah.
J-Freak's still alive though and can go for ult. Might need to do it now, yeah. Colonel's able to play around in this. It's almost as if Carp was still alive and should be back soon here, but J-Freak could fall as well, and Center does not have any more support utility now.
Oh my
Huge
God.
ult here from Star Garden. Powers going pretty crazy as well, but no supports alive. That's just not going to work out.
Yep.
And they're so close to the end here. Big Soup, the only one with ult available for Center College. And with that Thor pushed up, it's kind of hard for Center, but huge opening pick here from Powers.
Yep.
A lock onto Black Panther. That's not just a tool for Lander. And we're seeing that here, but the picks come out. It's just Manelism left. Even with this short area here for respawns, there's not going to be anyone able to touch.
Yeah. And with that, that is a win for Lander.
Or at least
Not
completion of the first half.
completion of the first round. Not a win. Not a win.
And they've done this with 2 minutes, 24 seconds remaining.
Yeah. So Center will
pretty
now need
decent
to
speed.
get 3 points as well to push this round into overtime. I think Center might have made a mistake of not banning Powers with that Black Panther that Black Panther was very, very effective this round, especially with its ultimates. I think that Black Panther ultimate maybe made that first checkpoint for Landers. But now, Center has the time to come back and retake the throne.
Still running Carp on support here.
Yeah, that is very interesting. We'll be
And
seeing.
Powers on the Venom.
Oh,
there were
but Powers
briefly
has got-
three tanks here.
Yeah.
But that's not what Center's going to opt to run. And I think that makes a lot of sense. 3 tanks, really not so bad on defense.
Yeah.
When your goal is to just stall out time. But those make for fights where people don't die. And Center needs people to die if they are going to go fast on the offense here.
Yeah.
So back to 2 tanks. Manelism, Big Soup on the Emma Frost here.
Yeah.
Powers unfortunately getting immediately taken out on this BP from his counterpart, no less.
Exactly.
Not a strong start, and Center knows that they actually need to play this pretty quickly to win, even though there was a pretty extensive stall here from Center on the defense on the first point. You know, when Lander was running into those troubles, they didn't know what the win con for the map was.
Yeah.
Center knows they have to complete the entire map. Huge damage here from Star Garden, though. Area of effect, but unfortunately Power is getting taken out, and there's just a lot of support available to both teams.
Yeah.
They're both running the blonde white women comp, you know. We're just able to pump out a lot of heals. Doing a little patty cake back here, keeping each other alive. They know that they are the prime targets. Carp alting, bathtub toast from Lander alting.
Exactly. No, we're seeing a lot of progress from Center right now, but with the use of an ultimate from Lander, we'll see if Center's able to hold on. But Center's holding strong, but with a
Freak
loss
just
of J-Freak.
Barely not able to get that out, and that would have been the perfect opportunity to ult here, as both support alts were invested in the fight from Lander. So Center would kind of, you know, have permission in a sense to go ahead and pop that. Powers with a pick, but fight definitely not going Center's way here. And they are still held, you know, what is essentially in the spawn room here.
Exactly.
And Powers being tasked with playing kind of a 1v6 here is going to get punished for that.
When it comes to these maps, I very much feel like you either make it to the first checkpoint, and then you're almost guaranteed to just keep that momentum up, or you get stuck at the spawn point. It's very hard to break free.
Yeah. J-Freak with a nice early support ult here. Ooh, but the meatball is going to come down. Star Garden, though, with some great stuff here, and Carp is still alive, so Center still has support, and no supports available for Lander here. But Carp is going to have to, you know, go into overtime here, or overdrive to keep these folks up. And Center would love to be able to play aggressive here and, you know, get an additional pick, an additional stagger, but Lander's going to have this opportunity to regroup and re-engage well before Center gets to this checkpoint.
It seems that Center is now getting flanked
Quite a
by
dive
Lander.
here, though, from this Black Panther, and Carp is going to fall.
Ooh. A loss of a really good support for Center.
And Center has, you know, these tank ults, but being down supports,
that's dangerous.
It's a lost fight, and we're walking back to the spawn door. And even though the payload is pushed up, in some ways, this is going to mean a lot of space needs to be retaken just to walk that far.
There you are.
No, you are correct. So now Center is having to re-coordinate its players right before they push again, but with only 37 seconds left, this will be a very hard push for Center. But if they can,
Carp
they should be able to
out.
make a lot of good progress.
Not what you want to see. Now just down to J-Freak, who does not have ult in the way that Carp does. And no support to come back and help keep J-Freak alive. He's having to go invis mode and just kind of hang back, which means the heals aren't, you know, going full charge here onto teammates.
No, exactly.
Carp, though, gonna push up, invest ult here. Star Garden investing ult as well.
And going into overtime.
So charge some of this space. Star Garden waiting a lot to go ahead and push this down. Power is going to get a nice pick here, but looks like might fall in the process. Now both supports dead for Center College. Again, that's a huge ult here from the Bubble 606 from the side of Lander. You know, this is great to see a couple of picks from Star Garden come out here, but that is going to take overtime down. not making it to the first checkpoint here. But, like you said, this type of map can be really all or nothing. And even though Center didn't make it to that first checkpoint, like in some ways this didn't look all that different than Lander's attack. It was just, one team fight win you need to actually push around that corner and secure the checkpoint here, and it just didn't pan out for Center.
Yeah.
Bubbles 606.
Yeah.
With the play of the game.
Exactly.
Well earned here. Not play of the game. What do you call it?
One win
MVP.
from Lander. Lander will have to win the next 2 consecutive rounds to come out with the win, while Center only needs their 1. So we'll see how both teams adapt to this. But
Absolutely.
Center will get the map pick, so they should be able to pick to their advantage.
This is exciting. Get that map pick. All right, we'll see you back here in just a second, folk, for number 4. Heading into map number 4, we are igniting the time stream once again. I forgot to give Lander their point on the scoreboard. It's not because of any bias. I am just so tired. I didn't give us our points either. So
Equal opportunity, not putting.
Absolutely. This has been a great series so far.
Yeah.
Not that I want Center to lose it all. Obviously, Center winning is my job, but like,
It's good.
don't you kind of like when there's some stakes? This is pretty fun. We'll see how comps have changed up here. Blue Ibis back in for Manelism. That gives Center maybe a little bit more freedom on the support lineup. Kind of having Carp have to flex under that. It's not that he did a bad job, but like that means not running the Namor or the Punisher. But speaking of Namor, that's not happening this round either. So that would be pretty unfortunate. And I think that's the pick that has been needed from Lander here.
Black Panther.
Yeah, BP ban. Powers putting that to good use in some of these last rounds, but maybe saying, not that I'm getting diffed, but that's doing more for the game plan of the comp in Lander. It's something that's constraining them more to have banned for them than it is for Center, when we know that Powers can flex onto tank and support, and a bevy of other DPS heroes here. Pick onto magic though. So we're seeing this back and forth. You know, Lander, you're gonna get either buckied or you're gonna get magicked. You don't.
No in between.
You can really only ban the one.
But with the pick on Spider-Man, we'll be seeing how that works out. But a ban on Moon Knight as well. Very interesting.
Pick here. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw Punisher just to make sure that we have something that's really strong for Carp here. And both sides, we've not seen any, really support ones come out except for a Rocket a couple rounds ago. But it's going to be the Emma Frost for Big Soup here, and we're going to give them an opportunity to maybe ban another crucial DPS for us, and we'll see if that happens.
Yeah. Oh,
locking in the Angela.
Now we'll see what their ban is. If their ban ends up being the Punisher, that'll be
no Rocket. Okay.
Rocket.
That is kind of okay for us. That's a tool that both teams were using earlier. I'm gonna see another tank ban.
The ban on Thor. Thor did a lot of damage last round.
Yep. Okay. Interesting. These have been really interesting bans.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't end up mattering all that much, and I think these are making a big difference. These are really reactive and well researched.
Without a doubt.
So Carp getting to play that Punisher, that's what we want to see. And we are getting the white women comp here from both teams. All three white women assembling on both sides. Maybe even additional white woman with blonde hair in the form of magic.
Yeah.
And if we broaden our definition to include gingers, I mean, this is an interesting lineup of characters.
Very, very interesting lineup. Because I guess we have Squirrel Girl and Valkyrie.
Angela.
Sorry,
she is a Valkyrie.
She is a Valkyrie, but the character's name is Angela. So very interesting lineup. Okay, so center is playing to their strengths of just capturing and holding a mission area. And this map, I feel, lends itself well to center strengths.
I'm excited to see what changes here in terms of the tank play with Powers now pairing with an Emma Frost instead of a Magneto that was used for some of these earlier rounds. Though I think an Emma Frost still came out in this combination at some point too.
Exactly.
Powers having to deal with this Angela and not having a great time doing it. Stargarden looking awfully hurt here, but great job by supports keeping things alive. But Jake Freak falling in the process. Carp falling in the process.
Yep.
Center now.
But Carp did go for the Punisher, so we'll see if he sticks with it after this death.
Tank's all staying alive somehow. I spoke to
well. So speak of the devil, right? Center College has been pushed back
nothing here
initially.
to keep Big Soup alive except for that beautiful shield.
Yeah.
Such a clutch play here.
There was some heals coming out from
just
support.
One extra pick going to help Colonels regroup a little bit faster.
Yeah.
Deny a little bit of ult charge, that kind of stuff. No ults here for either team.
Yeah.
With the exception of Blue Ibis. These support ults likely going to be popped pretty early, and we do see that. Once again, this ult, does so much healing, but also it carves out space. No. In the Abyss. Jay Freak here does have ult, though. Gonna pop that. That's kind of like Blue Ibis was still alive here in a lot of ways, but that Emma Frost ult, that is going to be just devastating to the Colonels here. And that's setting things up for this Spider-Man KD.
Almost a complete team wipe.
Ardoyet. I don't know how to say it, but getting a 4K. With that huge assist from IDK How to Play, the Emma Frost here from Lander. I mean, that was just a really powerful combo here.
Yeah.
And it's all starting with them just focusing supports, having... And then they were able to take out the draw out the support ultimate here. And it just makes these ultimates so much more potent for them.
Oh, whoa.
We'll take out these squirrels.
Yeah.
But Carp needs some care here. Huge from Big Soup.
Oh.
Go ahead and take out that threat.
So we're
Powers
seeing some takeouts of Lander's
crawling
team.
around, and Carp going to come in with an ult, do huge damage.
Center is retaking the objective, or just taking the objective.
Yeah, 97%, not 99.
That was dangerous.
That could ultimately matter.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I can very likely see this going into overtime.
Powers doing Powers things.
Yeah.
But I think we saw someone lurking here for
Spider-Man is...
For Lander here. Spider-Man now doing pressure onto supports.
Ooh.
And splitting some attention. That's going to let other people from Lander push on up into here. And Jake Freak is going to fall in the process.
But as long as Big
Soup is close to ult, but not there yet.
And Center Carp is also out of the game.
No.
Okay, now we are going into overtime. If Center College can just retake the objective, they should be good to go.
Powers can get there in time to proc overtime.
Yeah.
But might die here with 53 health left.
Yes. No, that is. I don't know. Ooh. Seems Landers has rediscovered their ability to play the game well. So now we're moving on to the next round. So Center must win this round and the next to secure the final point to win the game.
So much of this is them finding these opportunities when they are able to take out a sup or draw out a support ultimate. I mean, these are the most important tools Center has. Is their blonde white women, ultimately at the end of the day. Powers here maybe looking for a swap over to Luna Snow to get yet another extremely potent support ult available here.
Yep.
And someone with some pretty unique tools in terms of denying a dive. With that shift ability is able to do so much damage, and then the freeze can set up an easy follow-up for Center to get a kill. I mean, it's not the same thing as killing someone, but it takes him out of the game for a couple seconds.
Yep.
And it allows for some
And that's all Center
follow-up.
needs at points.
An additional support coming here. Center is playing the triple sup comp here.
Which can be really powerful, but it's dangerous if someone like Spider-Man gets into their back line. So we're going to have to see if Center's able to hold strong and not prevent Spider-Man from wreaking havoc.
It means less damage.
Yeah.
And coming in fast are these picks from Lander.
Yeah.
Powers going to try and escape. I think that is going to work out, but we're already at 10% here for Lander University.
Ooh.
Colonel's with... Oh, no. Big Soup. Falling off the map. That's that Spider-Man. We see why this got banned.
Yeah, that Spider-Man is dangerous. So it really does seem Center, one of the reasons Center was doing so strong was that ban on Black Panther and Spider-Man at the start.
Yeah.
That Spider-Man is it's not fun to play against.
Big Soup getting some sweet, sweet revenge here.
Yeah.
No rockets in this game, but Spider-Man can get back pretty fast with some of these rollouts. So Center wants to engage now, maybe pop some ults here. Angela doing some disruption in the backline. That's going to make it tricky for Center to get the angles that they're looking for. Star Garden, though, hopefully can find something big here. Takes one out. He's going to get hit by the Emma ultimate, but thanks to Jay Freak here, he's not going to die.
And that is Center almost completely retaking the objective. Lander is applying some pressure, but there we go. There we go.
Gonna try and spit out that Spidey. Falls here to the Jeff ult here. Star Garden getting 2 more picks. Center using a lot of ults to take that here, but Powers with a really crucial one online soon, and Carp is got an option to deal some pretty big damage.
Yeah.
Not if he gets picked first, though. And this is a tricky spot to be. Portal falling right on top of him, but he is going to pop this ult. And if Center looks at a target, they can power through the support ult here. Powers is going to pop one as well.
Yeah.
Keep Cernals sustained through this, but Lander's got this better, more focused fire, and they take Carp out through the support ult. And now they have these DPS ults to come out, and that is going to clean things up.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And they're backing up or dying here. With 2 supports, though, it looks like they are going to get some out safe. That is the real advantage here of triple sub.
Yeah.
No ults, though. J-Freak will have one soon, but Center's going to have to play neutral for a little bit. And with Lander positioning themselves for a huge stun on that Doctor Strange.
You are correct. So this is this
could be tricky.
Interesting.
Early pick onto Blue Ibis.
Early pick. We'll see how that works out.
An early pick and doing it without the use of an ultimate here. The stun comes out, but the kernels don't touch.
Center College is not able to take the objective. We're seeing a really strong comeback from Lander. This is becoming a real neck and neck race right now. And an MVP from Spider-Man.
Two to two.
2-2.
Only one more round. These pick bans are going to be interesting.
Yeah.
We're now at the point where, you know, these aren't just hunches based off of, you know, looking at someone's profile. These are...
This is we know what we need to ban.
Have experience. Yeah. They know what they think the threats are, and trying to build up that priority list, and considering the map. I mean, this is going to be a complicated puzzle to solve. I'm excited to see how that goes in just a second here. Sorry to our pals at Lander who have a doubleheader today, but we're going to game 5.
Yep.
Alrighty, folks. Sorry, we had a little bit of a pause there. That's we're down to the wire here. A little bit of strategy needed to be discussed over in the other room. So this is going to be really interesting. We have swapped Carp out.
Yeah.
Knowing that that Namor, they had started to figure out that that's a band that they want. And when we don't have that Namor, we don't really have a super strong anti-dive option. Center, and you see, we exactly see it here. They're looking at the characters. They're not looking at the names. They didn't know.
Yeah.
They didn't notice we snuck him out like that.
Yeah. And they immediately banned on Spider-Man after Center's use of him.
A protect onto the BP coming out from Center, actually. No, that's Lander. Never mind. That makes sense. So Spidey band, BP is kind of their second pick here. The sides have swapped.
Yes.
Let me go ahead and reflect that on the scoreboard. Center now on the right side here. We are going to lock in that Bucky. And again, this is nice to have them wasted that first ban on the Namor, which means, the Bucky is just essential to us being able to play this kind of brawlier play style. We're banning the Angela here, even though that's a tool that we use sometimes. It's not in our game plan for this particular round here. A ban onto the Rocket, that was something Center was considering using here, but Center still has strong support lineups that don't involve that. But we got so much value in those earlier ones out of the Rocket revive. We'll see here. Rocket's he's able to brawl. He's able to work in some pokier type things.
Exactly.
He's got this get out thing that can kind of deny some of the value of the dive here. When they invest all this to just get that one pick. So that's unfortunate for us to not have here. Strange, still something that Center wants to protect here. Emma Frost available for both teams. That's something Center likes to use a lot. And Venom, the final ban coming out here for Lander. Center did not notably ban some of the flyers that they banned in the earlier rounds, but it doesn't look like that's something they're going to be looking for here on Lander's side. Doing big damage here with that Squirrel Girl, which was kind of
crazy.
Yeah, a little bit of a I don't know. Perhaps we did not respect the power of this threat in the last rounds here, but this could be pretty big for them.
Would have thought Squirrel Girl was dangerous.
Center with powers here, playing Storm. I do like this. That's actually quite good into the Squirrel Girl in a lot of ways. We saw an Iron Man here for a second, but he's dead. Didn't even know you could do that. Okay, Black Panther.
How does one kill themselves before the game starts?
I really no idea. I didn't know that was possible.
Yeah, I think there's a talent all into itself.
Yeah. It might be them even, trying to play with Center, saying, "Look at that kill screen. We definitely have an Iron Man," and they don't. They got a Black Panther the whole time.
Yeah.
Manelism instantly dying to a teleport.
What?
That gives 22% ult charge. It's not really going to hold the Colonels up a whole lot in terms of time, but I guess we walked into a prank portal.
I guess.
That's unfortunate here, but these things happen. Not going to lose a whole lot over it other than a little bit of ult charge here. Colonel's holding around this early corner.
Yep. We'll see if they're able to push through.
That's a 2-2 comp here for Lander. Sometimes on these types of maps you might see something a little bit closer to goats, but we're seeing pretty standard stuff here for both teams. How is Center going to find their opening here?
Maybe they'll find a way to flank around, or maybe they'll just be able to push through. But right now, that corner is very hard.
Getting that opening pick onto a support, no less. Blue Ibis falling as well with no supports. This is just yet again that's a lost fight. And Nelism going to fall as well, and that means things are just going to get clean reset. We've lost a minute on the clock at least. And ult charge though isn't looking so different, but it's going to be slightly in the favor of Lander. Potentially getting some of these earlier, such as Peanut here on the Squirrel Girl is going to have that really early.
Yeah, no, that is Very interesting. Oh, and with the use of an ultimate by Squirrel Girl.
And naturally, that comes out quite early here.
Yeah.
It's quite hard to sustain through. Blue Ibis falling to a Black Panther in the chaos of the Squirrel Girl ult. Things are collapsing for Center College here.
No, it is not.
That's nice to see something come out here, but the Eye of Agamotto comes out, and that's going to clean wipe the rest of the Colonels. Center has ultimates available. They can be a little bit more proactive with them, but, you know, this isn't necessarily a super fast-moving ult with the exception of Powers here. You know, where are they going to find this opportunity to get a new angle? They're just going into main and getting Squirrel Girled, you know.
Yeah, no, this is
going to have to learn to do something a little bit different. And we're going to see an early attempt at that. But, you know, showing presence here early, that's just going to be a reposition over to this new choke point.
Yeah.
That's a new place for them to throw Squirrel Girl stuff at.
Yeah.
And that's an early pick again here for Lander. Center is investing big into this play here. Eye of Agamotto comes out from Manelism. Stargarden with a nice pick here. Center definitely wants to make some things happen here. BP ult comes out. J-Freak falls. 1 support left. 0 supports left for Center College. I mean, it's the same story as a lot of these other rounds. Losing those early Powers with a huge ult needs to be able to duel this this support here. So close to achieving this goal. If that doesn't happen, I mean, this is absolutely a lost fight.
But Center still has
a Center waiting to get back and re-engage. There's kind of almost no presence here on the site as both teams are waiting for some of their reinforcements. But when Lander gets here, they'll be getting here with ultimates. Manelism popping this portal early, which means you know, if they don't win off of this fight, it could be absolutely devastating. No, no. I'm so sorry. I got that on stream. Yeah, playing into this support ult here. Center needing like big heals to sustain through some of this stuff. You know, Peanut gonna throw in another one as people start falling here. This really couldn't be looking any worse for the Colonels. 0 ults available, 6 seconds left, no portal available. They are not going to be able to get this touch here, and that is going to go over 0%. No ticks on this site here on the offense. Of course, naturally, Center prefers to play on defense, but with their map pick, that means Lander gets to choose side first, and I think both teams generally would rather be playing on the defense here. But you know, this is the toughest spot to be now that the win con has been determined for Center here.
They really have to fight hard to recover from this.
Lander doesn't need to come up with a comp that works the full game. They just need to win, you know, one clean fight. And that'll have secured this series, you know. And Center at this point, they're just playing for a draw. This isn't even winnable for them at this point. They're just planning to go to a map 6.
No, that's a very frustrating change. And you can also see that Center has moved on to Big Soup has changed their character. They are now doing Penny, which will be very interesting. But I don't know. Center is now on the defense, so they're just going to try and have to hold. They need to hold for so long.
This Black Panther from Lander has been quite a threat this round.
I think he might have been the threat from their team
as the Spider-Man, and that's especially scary for a Center on the defense with 2 supports that kind of just can't die. There's no way to revive them. Their respawn timer is slower. It's really just not an option. Naturally, we're swapping over to Penny. This is the bunker down hero here, but as much as this is good into the Black Panther, these Penny mines can only cover so much area.
This will be
ultimately they're going to have an opportunity to take out the Penny mines, and that happens. This is saying, Black Panther, come on in.
And now
there he comes, immediately taking out Stargarden to start things off. Manelism falls as well. Support's still alive, thankfully, for Center College, but it's so far away from Center having any ultimates available, needing to do so much to sustain here. Blue Ibis, the only support alive. Stargarden and Manelism, you know, they're even with a portal not able to get there in time because all they need is that singular tick, that 33% there. And that's going to be it. 1-0. Not such an exciting conclusion here to this map number 5 here, but that is going to go to Lander. 3-2 over your center kernels here. MVP going to the bubble. 606 tank player from Lander University.
That was a really weird turnaround from almost losing to.
But I mean, even in those early ones, this has been close the whole time, and like they really started to figure center out. These bans have been important, and even though they kind of whiff on banning Namor here, they're still right that they've assessed the threat so much so that center took Namor off the table in terms of their lineup to try and find something else to play into some of these divier people. KDR Droit here on the Black Panther and on that Spider-Man. I mean, doing a whole lot. And then, who would have thunk it? The Squirrel Girl able to just do so much pressure center, really not finding opportunities to get behind and take out subs here in the way that they would normally want to. Though the subs, I mean, they were targeted a lot. They have a lot of deaths. I'm looking at center. Never mind. One death apart a piece here for the subs here, and the Strange not dying at all on that. So center, looking for this brawl, but just kind of walking up main, taking too much pressure in the chokes there.
Yeah, that is.
And having to turn for the back line at the worst times. This. It was kind of happens playing into that comp, and you don't know what they're going to run, and when they're on defense, you don't have all that much time to try and counter swap playing around. So it is what it is, but GG's to Lander. Well done to them.
Yeah, well played. Very well played. They did.
And I think we'll go ahead and wrap up there, folks.
Yep.
We've got 2 more matches in the program here today. 5 o'clock, we will see Rocket League take on Kennesaw State. That is the number 1 seed in Rocket League in the Peach Belt Conference. Bit of an uphill battle that we're looking at there, but should be great to watch us just take on really a titan of collegiate esports in Kennesaw State.
Yeah.
And then later today, right after that, we will have our League of Legends team take on our fellow Kentuckians in University of the Cumberlands in their NECC match. So please stay tuned for those later on today. Thank you so much for watching, and take care.
Thank you all so much.